Happiness that the surrounding brings, freshness, sweetness, happiness that the surrounding brings. Take care of the nature before it takes care of you. Ooh, take care of the nature before.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Art Check. My name is Anne Masharia, and in today's episode, I got something interesting for you. Have you ever thought of what you do with plastic PET bottles, cooking oil bottles, your toothbrush? How do you dispose such? But there's somebody somewhere who's doing an amazing job with those plastics you're disposing. Behind me are poles made of those recycled plastics. So let's dive into it. In a country that has over the years decried wanton destruction of forests, which has taken a toll on environmental conservation, while choking from the plastic bags, I saw new and innovative ways of utilizing the bags while easing pressure on trees is giving the country a new lease of life. A construction industry, farming activities and demand for fuel, especially by rural households, has seen an unprecedented demand. This, despite the country is still struggling to reach the envisioned 10% forest cover, which currently stands at 8% according to the Ministry of Environment. On the other hand, waste management, especially in Kenya's capital, still remains a headache. On average, Nairobi generates more than 3,000 tons of solid waste on a daily basis, 20% of which is plastic. Dumping and poor handling of this waste has seen designated dump sites like Dandora dump site swell beyond capacity. While the plastic paper bags litter the streets with ripple effects which include clogged drainage systems. But a group of avant-garde entrepreneurs have sought to combat the plastic menace and the demand for building materials to come up with plastic poles which are long-lasting, environmental friendly, and sturdy compared to traditional wooden poles. Welcome back to the show. If you're joining us right now, you're watching Art Check on KUTV. Now, most of you tend to think plastic are irrecyclable, or once you're done with plastics, that's it. Well, Mugo Macharia is here to prove you wrong. The founder of Norma Plastics. What he does with plastics, the story behind it. Today is the day. So, I'm not an expert on this. So, Mugo Macharia, thank you so much for having us today. We are so excited to know what you do with plastic. But first of all, who are you?
Okay. Mugo. My name is Mugo Macharia. I'm the founder of Norma Green Plastics, as you mentioned. Husband to one. Is that me? Yeah, but also a keen and avid environmentalist in terms of leaving the world a better place than we found it. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in the circular economy where we can reduce, recycle, or reuse all the things that we use in everyday life. And because we love producing and using too much, but what do we do with all the waste that we produce?
Oh.
So that's part of our mission and why Norma Green Plastics came to be.
All right. So you've talked about, there's a nice line you've said, you're an environmentalist. Does it come from school background, or how because someone is just not born an environmentalist?
Actually, my background in school is quite different. I studied sociology at the University of Nairobi, sociology and economics. And then in terms of career, I was a marketer, digital marketing to be specific. I actually still do a bit of digital strategy, but environmentalist is not something that that's exclusive of other things, right? You can be an environmentalist even in your work. It's just how much care and thought we put behind what we are doing with the environment that we find ourselves in.
All right. So being an environmentalist is not something inborn. So is there a mentor coming in the picture, or what's up?
I actually do have a lot of mentors and people I look up to. Actually, people who have done this before, like Lona Ruto, EcoPosts, right? There are people who have proved that this is a working model.
Yeah.
And we produce too much plastic. We can never get rid of it totally.
Yeah.
You just need to cooperate a bit more. And you're not born with it. I think it's something you choose. It's something that calls out to you maybe. But I believe everybody is an environmentalist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do believe.
Please emphasize. Please emphasize. So, Mogo, we've talked about the background, but now we want to know how you started, how this idea was born.
Actually, I didn't know this is what I'd learned, right? So, as I mentioned, I was in digital marketing, and marketing is driven by consumerism. We are pushing people to buy, and I wanted to do something with a bit more impact, something that could leave. I don't want to say legacy because that's too big of a word to use, but leaving the world a better place than you found it. So, as I was doing a bit of research and also coupled with just what you see, there's too much plastic around in our drainages, Kwamiti, in our rivers. There's a lot of plastic we just throw away. So I thought there would be something there, and that's when I got onto YouTube, thanks to the internet, right? And saw a bit of what other guys were doing out there and also locally. And I got into thinking, how do we get to start this? And that's when I partnered with my partner, my co-founder, and we just came together. He's an engineer, so he knows more about the machines that I do. And we got in 2019 August, we bought the machine. Then we've been retweaking, rejigging it until it worked. Thankfully, we are now able to produce a product